Let's get started using Python. To use it, we have to install it first. And that is also true if you are on a Mac or Linux. There it typically is pre-installed, but also typically in an older version. So make sure to install the latest one, that's really important. And you do install it by visiting python.org. And as I said earlier, you can use Python on Mac, Linux, and Windows. And you always install it from that page. On that page, choose Downloads and then Python 3. Whatever the latest version is when you're viewing this. In my case, it's 3.6.5. Now, it's automatically giving me the Mac OS X download here. If you're on Windows, you visit that same page and you simply choose the Windows download there. It should automatically offer that. On both operating systems, simply click and the download should start. Once the download finished, simply click the downloaded file and the installer should open up. Now on Mac, simply click Continue, 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 agree to the license agreement, choose the place where you want to install it, click Continue one more time, and finally install it. Now on Windows, the steps are basically the same, though there are two important things. Make sure to select this checkbox where you add Python to your path variable. This is important so that you can later execute it from within your command prompt. And then if you choose the manual install option, also make sure you install Python, this pip thing here, and all the things you see checked here. And also make sure that here the environment variable part is checked. This is important so that you can conveniently execute Python from within your command prompt later. With all that said, on both operating systems, you can simply hit install and wait for the installer to finish. Once it did finish, open the terminal on Mac and Linux, or simply your normal system command prompt on Windows. Now, these are the tools we'll start with in the course, but no worries, later in the course we will also use a real editor and work with real files where we write our code, and far later into the course we'll also attach a more beautiful UI. So this is really just what we're starting with. Now, I'm using a Mac here, that is why you're seeing a terminal, but the steps are the exact same if you're using Windows and the command prompt. After installing Python, simply enter Python here as a command directly in the terminal or command prompt. After you do this, you should enter this input mode here. You see 3 greater than signs on the left, and this now means you're now in the Python console, so to say. This is called the REPL, and I will come back to what REPL means in the next module. The cool thing is, here you can now type Python commands and directly execute them. Later, we will also store them in files so that we can execute a whole file in one go. But here we can start simple, and you can, for example, simply enter 2 + 2 and get back 4. Obviously, it's more than just a simple calculator though. So let's build our first simple program in the next lecture.